Most of us have read a book at some point in our lives, but have you ever heard of a book called The Devil's Bible? A book that isn't written on paper but on animal skin? A book so massive and heavy that at least two people are required to lift it? A book that remains a mystery even 800 years after its creation? A book that brought ruin to those who owned it? But the most extraordinary claim about this book is that it was written in just one night. This isn't a myth or hearsay. The book exists even today. Some have even referred to it as the eighth wonder of the world. Scientists have conducted numerous studies on this book, and I'll share their findings later in the story. But first, let's understand. What is this book? You may already be familiar with the Holy Bible, the sacred scripture of Christianity. However, this book is known as the Devil's Bible. Its more popular name is Codex Gigas, which translates to the Giant Book. This book contains 310 pages made from animal skin, requiring the hides of approximately 160 donkeys. Originally, the book had 320 pages, but 10 pages are missing. What was written on those missing pages, and why were they removed? That remains a mystery. The book measures 36 inches long, 20 inches wide, and 8.7 inches thick, with a total weight of around 75 kilograms, 165 pounds. Now you might wonder, why was this book created? When was it written, and by whom? Its story begins 800 years ago, in the early 13th century. A monk named Hermann lived in a monastery in the Podlages region, part of the Bohemian Empire, modern-day Czech Republic. Hermann violated the strict rules and sacred traditions of the monastery, bringing disgrace to the entire institution. The matter was brought to the head priest, who oversaw the monastery's welfare and made its major decisions. After an investigation, Hermann was found guilty and sentenced to death by being walled alive. When Hermann heard his sentence, he begged for forgiveness and pleaded for his life, but his pleas were ignored. Desperate to save himself, he proposed an impossible task. He promised to write a book unlike any other, a book that would glorify the monastery and benefit all of humanity. Moreover, he claimed he could complete the entire book in just one night. The priests, skeptical but curious, decided to give him a chance. They told him, "If you can write the book by morning, we will pardon your death sentence." Hermann began writing with great focus. As the hours passed, it became clear that completing the book by morning was impossible. Panicked, with time running out and death looming, he made a decision that changed everything. Instead of praying to God for help, Hermann turned to the devil. Using a special ritual, he summoned Lucifer and pleaded for his assistance. The devil appeared and asked, "What will you give me in return?" Hermann replied, "I have nothing to offer you." The devil responded, "You have your soul." Hermann, left with no other choice, agreed. In exchange for Hermann's soul, the devil completed the book by morning. When dawn broke, the monastery's priests were stunned to find an enormous, intricately written book before them. It contained 310 pages of text written on animal skin, with illustrations and ornate designs. But the most chilling feature was a full-page depiction of the devil himself, an image of a monstrous figure with a human-like body, 2 tongues, and 4 fingers on each hand. The devil in the image wore finely crafted royal attire, symbolizing power and authority. The book's creation involved red, yellow, blue, green, and gold pigments for its text and illustrations. It wasn't just any ordinary book. It included the complete Bible, ancient historical records, instructions for summoning the devil, dark rituals, black magic, and remedies for various ailments. The book was primarily written in Latin, but some parts contained Hebrew, Greek, and Slavic languages. Overall, the text seemed to glorify the devil and portray him in a favorable light. Because of these unique features, the book was named the Devil's Bible, or Codex Gigas. In Latin, Codex Gigas means the giant book. To this day, it is recognized as the largest surviving medieval manuscript. The devil fulfilled his part of the deal and completed the book in a single night. As promised, Herman's life was spared, but the devil claimed his soul. From that moment on, the book began its infamous journey, wreaking havoc wherever it went. The monastery where the book originated was the first to experience misfortune. Anyone who tried to read the book reported strange phenomena. Some monks claimed to see the letters float in the air, while others said they felt an overwhelming sense of dread. The monastery's financial situation began to deteriorate, so they decided to send the book to another monastery in Sedlec. But disaster followed. Shortly after the book's arrival, a deadly plague swept through the area, killing thousands of people. Terrified, the Sedlec monastery transferred the book to a library. In 1594, the book was gifted to Emperor Rudolph II of the Holy Roman Empire, a collector of rare and unusual artifacts. But the book brought ruin to him as well. His allies abandoned him, and he was eventually dethroned. During the 30 Years' War in 1648, Swedish troops looted the book and took it to Sweden, where it was presented to Queen Christina. She was so fascinated by it that she added it to her collection of favorite books. But even she wasn't spared. Just 6 years later, she abdicated the throne and left Sweden for Rome, leaving the Devil's Bible behind in Stockholm. Some speculated whether she intentionally left the book behind, afraid of its curse. Others believed it was simply an oversight. Whatever the reason, the Devil's Bible remained in Sweden, stored in the Royal Library in Stockholm. On May 7, 1697, a devastating fire broke out in the library, destroying 24,500 books and 1,400 manuscripts. Miraculously, the Devil's Bible survived. A staff member reportedly threw the massive book out of a window to save it from the flames. In 1878, the book was moved to Sweden's National Library in Stockholm, where it remains to this day. Over the past 800 years, science and technology have advanced significantly, yet the mystery of the Devil's Bible persists. Modern researchers have studied the book extensively and found some astonishing details. The handwriting throughout the entire manuscript is identical, suggesting it was written by a single person. Furthermore, the consistency of the ink and lettering indicates that it was written in one continuous effort without any interruptions. Experts estimate that it would take a person 25 to 30 years to complete such a work, including its intricate illustrations and decorations. However, human handwriting naturally changes over time. If one person had written the book over several decades, their style would have evolved. But there are no such changes in the Devil's Bible. This has led scientists to believe that the story of the book being written in a single night might not be entirely fiction. While science rejects the existence of the devil, researchers admit that this book defies explanation. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss a story. Stay connected